Hello, I'm Brian Moatz, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about the readings for this coming Sunday services. The Gospel acclamation and theme for the fifth Sunday in Lent is resurrection. Jesus says, "I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me will never die." The readings for this week come from Ezekiel, Psalm 130, Romans 8, and John 11. In the first reading from Ezekiel, some of you may recall the classic R&B song Dry Bones, as sung by the Delta Rhythm Boys in 1945, or possibly Lauren Daigle's Come Alive version from 2014. Ezekiel's vision of the Valley of Dry Bones is a promise that Israel as a nation, though dead in exile, will live again in their land and through God's life-giving Spirit. 3 times Israel is assured that through this vision, they will know that I am the Lord. In the second reading from Romans 8, Paul shares that Christian spirituality entails living in the reality of the Holy Spirit. He tells us the driving force behind our actions and values is not our sinful desire for self-satisfaction, but the very Spirit by which God raises Jesus from the dead and will also raise us from the dead. Resurrection does not deny that death has happened. Rather, it promises that death is not the end and that God can still bring life. The reading from John's Gospel this week contains truth and wisdom that we hope we can hold on to as we grow. Jesus was moved to sorrow when his friend Lazarus falls ill and dies. Then, in a dramatic scene, he calls his friend out of the tomb and restores him to life. The fact that Jesus wept suggests that the first step in birthing new life comes when we step toward the pain, not away, and when we do so in the presence of God. God, who shares our suffering, knows that new life begins when we honor our pain for the world and move beyond the numbness and denial and pretend that everything is fine. Lazarus' sisters, Mary and Martha, appear in this reading as well. Both women have the same grief. Both women believe that Jesus has the power. And both women say the same thing: "If you had been here, my brother would not have died." Mary and Martha have often pitted against each other, the beer versus the doer. Mary and Martha are like most siblings, opposite in many ways, and just alike in others. Our families of origin shape who we are. However, we are also part of God's family, where Jesus shows up, and all who believe receive new life. Be blessed.